Today we have two files. We have our layer masking with fire file, and we also have the fire. Before we begin, I wanted to show you two examples of students' work from the past. This first example needs some work. This student did not use the layer masking properly. It looks like one big brush fire. Fire could burn like this, except that I want to see more of you integrating the fire into the house. I'm not so concerned with this part. And with this one, it's successful, but I definitely would not have made the fire perfectly straight along the bottom. I would have left this out, or maybe integrated patches of fire onto the grass. So let's begin. First thing we need to do is we need to grab our fire, and I'm going to actually pick this up, the whole thing, and carry it over into this file. I'm going to do Command minus or Z to zoom out because the fire itself is a very large picture. And if you notice, it has a black background. If we want to get rid of that black, I simply come over to my layers panel and I change my blend mode to screen. And I still can't see all of it, so I'm going to do Command T to transform. And I'm going to hold my Option and Shift key as I drag in. Try not to distort the fire. Click Return. Zoom back in. And now I'm ready to work. The screen took away the black. It also gave it a more natural look than having it super bright. Now, let's talk about layer masking. I want to bring my layers panel over here to show you. So layer masking allows you to edit a photo without destroying it. We call this non-destructive editing. So in order to turn our layer mask on, we need to come down to the bottom, click on the third icon from the left, and you're going to get a box. Every time you're in this box, it actually has a white border. Your brush serves as a non-destructive eraser. So the black takes away, the white brings back. So you can see why this is non-destructive. It's going to allow me to make edits to this without destroying my photo. When I'm brushing with this, because I'm working with something so natural as fire, I don't want to have a brush that is a hard edge. So I'm going to come over here to my brush samples, and I'm going to select under General Brushes, the soft round brush, and I'm also going to mess around with my opacity. The lower the opacity, the less of the photo is going to be taken away, which is going to give it an even more natural look. So it's going to take more swipes than as if you were at 100% opacity, but in the end it's going to look better. So I'm just going to come in here and start kind of figuring out the areas that I want to take away. Another technique is you could put it onto the area that you're trying to use it for. So if I'm going to try to have it come out of the door, I can come in here, and if I'm going to take a big portion away, let me go ahead and actually go to 100 because I want to be able to get rid of this quickly. So I am going to go in here with 100. And then as I get closer to the house and I want things to look a little bit more natural, I'll switch back to my lower opacity. And remember, the areas that you take away by accident can always be brought back. So if there's something that you want that you messed up on, you can go ahead and switch from black to white. Okay, so I definitely want to bring back some of the bottom of the fire. And definitely play around with the size of your brush. And I'm going to take away the fire from the pole. Bring it back as we work. Okay, now this is going to take me a while, so I'm going to go ahead and stop doing this. I want to see at least 5 patches of fire somewhere on this artboard, somewhere in this photo. It can be on the house, it can be on what looks like an overhang of a garage, it can be on the trees. Somewhere on this artboard there needs to be at least 5 areas that you have touched up with fire. What if you want to put it behind something? You're going to go back into your background layer, grab your quick selection tool, pick up the area that you're trying to cut away. So I'm going to actually take this trunk, making sure not to grab the grass because I don't want it behind the grass as well. So be real careful not to grab the grass. And we're doing the same exact thing that we did in the advanced selection tool project. We are taking this piece and allowing us to put a layer behind it. So I want to put my fire about right here, so I don't need to worry about selecting any more of the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do Command C, Command V, and now I have a tree by itself. So if I wanted to, I could bring in the fire again, or I could actually do Command J and copy the fire that I just made and move it behind the tree. So let me make sure my layers are organized. And now that fire is back here. And I can use my brush again, going into the layer mask, and I can bring back part of the fire that I took away before. And start redeveloping this. Okay, so that would be 2 patches. I'm not done. I definitely would pay attention to this hard edge. You don't want any hard edges with fire. As soon as you are done, you're going to go ahead and save as a Photoshop file. Then you're going to export it as a JPEG and turn it in on Canvas.